What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all absolutely fantastic, and today, as usual, we're going to continue with Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. It's going to be the third part of the fifth chapter of the fifth book, so let's get started. Currency, then, by making things commensurate, as a measure does, equalizes them, for there would be no community without exchange, no exchange without equality, no equality without commensuration. And so, though things so different cannot become commensurate, in reality they can become commensurate enough in relation to our needs. Hence, there must be some single unit fixed as current by a stipulation. This is why it is called currency, for this makes everything commensurate, since everything is measured by currency. Let A, for instance, be house, B 10 minae, C a bed. A is a half of B if a house is worth 5 minae, or equal to them, and C, the bed, is a tenth of B. It is clear then how many beds are equal to one house, 5. This is clearly how exchange was before there was currency, for it does not matter whether a house is exchanged for 5 beds or for the currency for which 5 beds are exchanged. We have now said what it is that is unjust and just, and now that we have defined them, it is clear that doing justice is intermediate between doing injustice and suffering injustice, since doing injustice is having too much and suffering injustice is having too little. Justice is a mean, not as the other virtues are, but because it is about an intermediate condition, whereas injustice is about the extremes. Justice is the virtue in accord with which the just person is set to do what is just in accord with his decision, distributing good things and bad, both between himself and others, and between others. He does not award too much of what is choice-worthy to himself, and too little to his neighbor, and will reverse with what is harmful, but awards what is proportionally equal, and he does the same in distributing between others. Injustice is related in the same way to the unjust. What is unjust is disproportionate excess and deficiency in what is beneficial or harmful. Hence, injustice is excess and deficiency because it is about excess and deficiency. The unjust person awards himself an excess of what is beneficial, that qualification, and the deficiency of what is harmful. And speaking as a whole, he acts similarly in distribution between others, but deviates from proportion in either direction. In an unjust action, getting too little good is suffering injustice, and getting too much is doing injustice. So much then for the nature of justice and the nature of injustice, and similarly for just and unjust in general. Alright, guys, so we've done with the fifth chapter, and we're going to continue tomorrow the next one, the sixth. So thank you for joining me today on this reading session. Hope you enjoyed the journey. See you tomorrow. Bye.